coming up. She was like, I don't want to put all the blame on you, but I would like to know how you did the tattoo and if you used like sanitary precautions and all this, because I need to know what to tell the doctors. And I was like, the doctors? I know you guys are probably waiting with bated breath from the last story, but things are really gonna heat up now because this is when I get to the bad part. And I know I warned you that it's gonna be gross, and it is gonna be gross, but I promise there is a light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. Let's put it that way. So, I believe where I was, I did not rewatch the other video to even check on where I was, to be totally transparent. I thought I get impatient and I'm just like, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm not gonna pay attention to what I said last time. I think last time I ended off on, I was in the process of doing this tattoo, this yin yang symbol for this girl on her arm, and it was getting bloody. And we were like, you know, tattoos bleed naturally, yes, but it was a lot of blood. It was like flowing from her arm. So I think that's where we left off. So the blood flowing, yes. That was towards almost the very end of the program. And when I went back, I think for another session, and I ended up finishing it. And it looked pretty much okay. It looked, I mean, it was, you know, kind of red the way healing stick and pokes tend to be, but it looked all right. And the circle was very, very clean and nicely done. And I was very proud of it because it was the biggest one I'd ever done. It was the most like filled in, the biggest filled in section I'd ever done by far. It took forever. It was hard work, and it looked really good at the end. I mean, it, like I said, it was kind of red, but all the black, the ink looked good. So, you know, that was kind of the end of that. The program ended. I said goodbye to the friends I had made there. And this girl, I believe she lived somewhere out in Massachusetts. Some like rural, not super rural, but some, you know, little area in Massachusetts somewhere. So that was pretty far away from where I was. And I honestly kind of figured I'd never see her again. I figured I'd never see most of these people again. So naively, before the program ended, gave her my contact information, like my phone number, and I was like, hey, once this tattoo heals, you know, send me follow-up pictures. I didn't really hear from her a couple months after program ended, and we had texted back and forth a little bit for a couple of weeks there, but it was like nothing worth continuing. It was clear to both of us, so we just stopped talking. It sounds kind of like disrespectful, I guess, but I had kind of completely put her out of my mind. I was just like, okay. I mean, I'm kind of a what's it called? Not that I have tunnel vision. I am very, if something is not around me day to day, I do have trouble remembering that it is something that exists. Which is a symptom of ADHD, which I have. If you don't know what that is, I have a video on that too. So anyway, she texted me, and I didn't see it at first, because when I was that age, when I was 16, actually up until like literally my 18th birthday, my mom took my phone every night around 9:30. So if you're younger than 18 and watching this, count your blessings, because I had my phone taken every night at 9:30, and she'd give it back to me the next morning. So this girl texted me, but I didn't see it right away. The text just said, I mean, I don't remember exactly. It was like, something weird is happening with the tattoo. Can you call? And it had been sent at like 10 p.m. or something. So I see it first thing in the morning. I'm opening my phone, and I'm like, oh shit, that's not good. But in my head, it was like, I don't know. I just didn't get like a vibe of anything was gonna be wrong, even though clearly, from the process I've described of actually doing this tattoo, it was not done well at all. Um, there was no safety precaution taken almost at all. It was completely thoughtless and irresponsible way to do a tattoo, and it was terrible. But for some reason, in my like 16-year-old mind, I was like, well, probably it faded away. Because I will say that is a lot, and also again, I put in pictures in the first video if you want to go see what I'm talking about here. But tattoos, and I can probably put pictures, more pictures now for this part. All the tattoos that I did that summer actually ended up fading nearly completely to oblivion, in a matter of weeks, which I didn't know they would do. But again, I was not doing this with tattoo ink. I was doing it with pen ink, or like a little like India ink. All the ones that I ended up having to get removed later were ones I ended up going over like again and again and again. And this one went over with like real tattoo ink, so that was a different situation. But anyway, I figured because of that this message from this girl being like, something's wrong with the tattoo, can we talk? I figured that was like the tattoo has fucking faded into obscurity. And in my head I was like, well, you're in Massachusetts and I'm here, so I'm sorry, but I didn't know that was gonna happen. I guess I could give you your money back, but like other than that, I don't know, how to fix that. And in retrospect, it was the best case scenario that these tattoos would fade into obscurity because they were almost all terrible. Ironically, the yin yang was probably the best one I have ever done, other than the ones I showed in the first video that I did on a not real skin, on the fake skin. So I tried to tell her, like, I'm sorry, my mom takes my phone and I didn't see this. I tried to call her. I did not get a response from her at all. The entire day passed, did not get a response from her. Went to bed not having a response from her. I was like, okay, I guess she's just tweaking, whatever. Or she just decided, maybe, I don't know. But then the next day, or the next evening, right before my mom's gonna take my phone, 8:30, 9 p.m., I get a text from an unknown number. And it said, is this Skoogie? And I said, who is this? Because I don't want to confirm immediately my identity to some random. And they write back, this is Yin Yang Girl's mom. I need to talk to you. You were the one that gave her that tattoo on her wrist, right? And for the first time in all of this tattooing, her texting me, her wanting to call me, like this entire time, I got a very, very bad feeling. I remember that. I remember in retrospect, it's like, this is the feeling I should have had the entire time. And it was just after that text of her mom reaching out to me and being like, I need to talk to you. I got a very sinister kind of cosmic, feeling. So I answered yes. It was me. And I just had that like sinking, just nauseating anxiety, pit of despair feeling. Maybe that's a little dramatic, but I was very scared because I was watching the little text bubble like pop up and then it would go away for a few seconds and then it'll pop back up. And it was there forever, and I was just like sitting there with my phone in my hand like, when is she's gonna send this text? And finally she sent it, and it was like, basically it was like the tattoo got infected. It's looked bad ever since she came home, and last week it started looking really bad. And she was like, I don't want to put all the blame on you, but I would, like to know how you did the tattoo and if you used like sanitary precautions and all this, because I need to know what to tell the doctors. And I was like, the doctors? Oh my God. And it was like, I immediately knew that I had just fucked myself, because every fucking like thoughtless, just careless, idiotic, choice that I had made with the blunt ass fucking needles, with the not remembering to sanitize anything, like with all this shit, it all just came rushing back, and I was like, of course this would happen. How did I think something like this wasn't gonna happen? Like, I am the biggest idiot. And I was just like, I'm fucked. I fucked myself, and I knew it was entirely my fault. Before I could reply to that, she sent an image, and I opened it up, and it was one of those like old people things where they send it as a file, so you have to download it to your phone to even see it. So I couldn't even get a preview of what I was getting into. And I download it, I open it in my files, and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? Because it looks like I don't know if you guys know that, like, I don't know how niche this is gonna be, but there's like this like yellow spray foam stuff that I think is used for insulating or like filling in little cracks in a building or whatever. I'm not sure exactly. I've just seen it around. It's like this foamy, bubbly yellow stuff. If you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment down below, because that would help me tell the story better. But anyway, it was that yellow foamy stuff, and it looked like someone had just sprayed it all over their arm. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, is this like I'm trying to make out what it is. Is this just like someone, like, what's going on here? Why did her mom send me this? And then I'm looking closer and closer, and I realize it's in the very vague shape of a circle, and only one half of it is the yellow foamy stuff. The other half is like kind of just irritated looking skin. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, this isn't fucking yellow spray foam. This is either pus or blisters, or pus in blisters, which is an alternate name for the Puss in Boots sequel that never got released. Let me know if that was funny, because in my head it was, and then I said it and I was like, that does not make sense. Pus in blisters, get it? Okay, so it was either pus or blisters or pus in blisters. I'd like to stop saying those words now. So yeah, even to this day, I can still see that picture if I close my eyes, because it was horrific. And I screenshotted it and saved it to my Google Photos, because I was like, I might need this, you know. I don't know why, but I felt like maybe I was trying to take some like responsibility back. I don't know. Yeah, I did. I responded to her mom, basically just being like, just saying basically all the stuff I said before about how irresponsible and stupid I was, and blah 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 blah. I helped them pay for some of it, but I didn't have money of my own because I was 16. I didn't have a job, and so I ended up having to tell my parents about it, and they were fucking furious, and I felt terrible. And I was like, I am never doing that again. If I ever tattoo again, it will be in like a professional context, or just not on human skin. And I was just done with it. I was also praying that I wasn't gonna hear I don't know why I keep burping. Hear from anyone else that I had tattooed before being like, this same fucking thing happened. So eventually I was able to put it behind me. But like I said in the beginning of this video, I would not be telling this story if there's not a ray of hope, a redemption for me, because this makes me look really bad. And it's kind of unsalvageable. It does make me look really bad, but maybe it's not as bad as you think, because I was going through I've been doing a mass clearance, like I said at the very beginning of the very first video. I've been doing a mass clearance of my Google Photos, and literally going like one by one, because I don't like to mass delete photos, because I'm very particular about which photos I keep and which photos I put in which folders, so I'm organizing them all, and blah, blah, blah. Boring, right? So I'm going through each one of them, and I have like literally hundreds of thousands of photos on Google Photos. Because it's like when I delete stuff in my camera roll, it doesn't delete on Google Photos. If you have Google Photos, you know what I'm talking about. So I just have like hundreds of old screenshots of like train schedules and shit like that. So I'm going through one by one, deleting all this shit, and I come across this fucking image again of the yellow, disgusting pus arm. And at first I was like, oh my god, I don't want to see that. And my thumb hovered over the little trash button. But once I started looking at it, I kind of got used to the way it looked. And I'm looking at it, and mind you, this is like this year. So 4 years have passed, 3.5, 4 years have passed since this program happened or any of this stuff happened. I haven't really thought about it that much since, to be honest. And I'm staring at this photo, and I'm like, it really does look exactly like that spray foam shit. Like, exactly like that. Like, if you told me someone had just sprayed that on their arm, I would believe you. I'm staring at, and I didn't really think, like, oh, this is fake. But I thought it enough that I got a little voice in my head that told me to maybe investigate a little bit. I don't feel like I even fully know why I did, or knew why I did this in the moment, but I was just like, you know what? I got a weird feeling. I'm gonna call the hospital. Because I do not want to ever have to speak to these people again. Like, I don't want to have to contact her mom. And if they did fake it, then her mom's just going to say that it's real and lie. So I'm going to contact, because she never told me her last name, but her mom's autofill, like, iMessage contact was her first and last name. So I was like, hopefully they have the same last name. So I called the hospital, because I knew which hospital I had been. And I was like, do you have a record of blah, 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 her name? And they were like, no. Sorry. And I was like, okay. But I couldn't, like, accept. I went on Facebook. I looked up her mom. I found her Facebook via her mom's Facebook to confirm that they had the same last name. They do. I was like, there's no solid way to confirm that this is not real, so I'm gonna try to contact the mom. I go to my messages, I pull up her fucking her text and whatever. I couldn't text her. Couldn't call her, couldn't text her. My shit was not going through. I tried to text the girl, couldn't text her. And that's fucking it. So I'm pretty sure they faked that shit. Because I only sent the money to them. I sent it to, like, their fucking PayPal. I didn't send it to, like, a hospital. I just, like, sent it to her. And it was, like, $1,500 or something. I mean, which is not, like, gonna, put you in the hole forever, but it's for a 16-year-old, it's a lot of fucking money. So I don't know, maybe it did get infected and they just wanted it to look worse, and she didn't actually have to go to the hospital. But it was so weird. And even now, it's like I can't be sure for certain, because there is technically no, I mean, it's pretty obvious that something is going on, but I don't know for sure if they, like, faked the whole thing or what happened. But it sure looks like that foam. Anyway, that's the tattoo situation, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Yeah. See you soon. Bye-bye.